Hello guys, welcome back. Full house today. We've got Gucci locked up in the corner over there because she makes too much noise during a video. Rio behind the camera, and one of our boys, Robin, who was part of a project study presentation I'm going to be giving in a few months. Oh, say what up, Robin.
Hi.
So what we got here is a super tennis specific, but really even baseball, handball, upper body throwing or racket specific mobility exercise today. What we're going to work on is the internal rotation of our shoulder, because many times the one that should be good is terrible and the other one is better, and that's a problem. So going right into it, sorry, last thing, two balls here. We've got the expensive one you can buy in line. This is called the Rogue Super Novita, just for so you know. Or the free one you can steal from your dog. This is a tennis ball. So we're going to use this one for the video because I assume more people have this one versus that one. So I'm going to do my right arm for the video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in an internally rotated position. I'm going to get the ball just under my chest. So basically it's near the, if you want to say insertion point of the shoulder, that might make the most sense, where the shoulder comes into the chest. And what I'm going to do is just start moving left to right. You can move up and down, but that's a bit difficult. So left to right is usually a little bit easier. And I'm just going to search for different areas that hurt. So I can move up, I can move down, I can move a little bit over so I get right in that area where my shoulder's coming into my chest. And also what I can do is start to bring my hand up a little bit higher. And also, if you can see Rio on my hand, how I'm starting to kind of turn my thumb down into my back. That's going to rotate my shoulder in a position that's going to really open it up for this ball to really go much deeper. And I'm just going to be rolling in this position here. So again, it shouldn't feel good, but it shouldn't be so painful. If it is, just relax a little bit, breathe, and take maybe a little bit of a break, or find a softer, older tennis ball. So basically, I'm just going to stay in this position for about 3 to 5 minutes, always trying to kind of bring my hand in a better or higher position, really just kind of trying to push that mobility. And the one thing you might notice is the ball likes to pop out. So you've got two options. As that happens, you can kind of hold it down a little bit, which I think is a little bit annoying. Or my favorite way, which I'm going to stand up here and go to the wall, is you're going to do it against the wall. So Rio, I don't know how you want to film this so you can see it. Here, this tennis ball can be a bit annoying because it does slide. Another option you would be able to use is, Robin, can you hand me a lacrosse ball, man? Is a lacrosse ball. That's going to not slide as much. It's going to be a little bit harder, but actually I think a tennis ball is a little bit more effective. I guess they're about the same size, but I personally feel the tennis ball more. I will stay with this, but if this keeps sliding out, your other cheap option would be a lacrosse ball. So with the tennis ball, set the lacrosse ball down, I then go back into my same position with my hand as high as I can get it, and then I just lean against the wall. Now it's a bit annoying that my nose is kind of stuck against the wall, so one option you do have is you can go to where a door would be, and you can have the ball on the door and then your face is free. I personally stay here because then the ball doesn't fall off the door, and for purposes of such a cool piece of graffiti, why not? So here I am. I can also just turn my head, get it out of the way. I'm going to again try to search for that painful area, and when I find it, move it and continue to try to get my hand to come up in a greater, or my shoulder in greater internal rotation. And as you will notice, as this happens, your hand becomes higher and you start getting a stretch almost even in that wrist area, because a lot of times when we start losing our shoulder internal rotation, it ends up affecting the mobility that we have in our wrist. So here you can also cheat a little bit and help your arm get a little bit higher and hold it. And again, just really roll in this position. You can start rolling your hand or hold your thumb down. Just try to be as creative as you can and find as many different positions as you can, and really just roll this for quite some time. The nice position with the wall, or the nice advantage of the wall, is you can also start coming out and getting even over that shoulder area. And if you really want to get the entire thing, you can even start rolling. Well, I will stay here for this moment, because right there you will start to really notice when you get in that lateral deltoid. It's something that's probably never really been massaged before, and you will feel that. So again, as I was talking about, if you really wanted to get creative, you can really even start turning in this position, and you can just go wherever the ball is. And you're going to notice right when you get in that posterior delt, you feel that also. You've got the insertions of a few of the rotator cuff muscles, and oh man, some other ones just really getting jammed up back there. And really just going to the whole position when you're standing because you're able to rotate and turn obviously much more than you are on the floor. So again, I can turn right back around and not even lose the ball. My favorite spot, and what I noticed the biggest area of trouble, if you will, is usually right in here. I've noticed when we start opening up that upper chest area where it inserts with the shoulder, we really start noticing that the hand starts going higher and higher and higher in this direction. Because what we're seeing quite a bit of is, instead of showing Robin, I'll put the pictures up above, of Robin's dominant arm, so the one that he plays tennis with, being about right here, and his non-dominant being about here, which is a disaster. So we need to, if anything, have both arms in a better position, but in an athlete's case, the dominant arm, the one he's using, should be, if anything, in the better position, definitely not the worst position. So again, I would say 3 to 5 minutes on the ground, 3 to 5 minutes standing up. I actually probably end up doing usually about 10 minutes standing up because for me, this is the area and it always pops out. Gucci's saying, what's up? We're almost done, Gucci. Hold on. You can do both or you can stick with one, but either way, as you do it, try to start getting that shoulder to go up, and I think you will be amazed in the amount of time that you get better internal rotation and the hand climbs higher. I can't talk today. So until next week, hopefully I can talk a little bit better and you guys have a good time. So peace.